Hey, welcome back everybody. Alright, we are back in Path of Exile, and today we're going to be working on, I think mostly POBs, but we have pretty much decided on our starter as Chieftain Phys DoT. And so, effectively what's going on here is we're just going to be running a pretty basic setup at first, which is going to be Corrupting Cry, and then we're going to change into Corrupting Fever whenever we can get the Bladefall of Trarthus gem. I have no idea when that's going to be. I don't know how expensive it's going to be or how rare it is, so that will be something we need to figure out as we go. But the Corrupting Cry itself scales pretty well, so all we need to do, move here, and then the double chance to explode that we're going to get from Chieftain should feel really nice for things like this. There we go. And then once we switch to Corrupting Fever, those explodes will also proliferate our Corrupting Blood. That is the idea there. I'm pretty excited about it. All right. Okay, so that is going to become this one in Endgame, and the hope is that it'll feel pretty good. So the Endgame should look something like this. And the more damage we get, the better this is going to be. That double explode chance is going to be so nice in this. I also can't wait for new Breach. Well, okay. Breach on the Ascendancy, or not the Ascendancy, the Atlas Passive Tree. Is being able to open a bunch of breaches that are all unstable. I think is going to feel really nice with Chieftain Explode. I'm quite excited about it. Okay. Ooh. Wait, which breach is that? That's old breach. Okay. I'll miss you on this all. And boss time. Okay. And done. That is the goal. And getting to this point isn't too bad. Scaling past this point starts getting a little expensive, but I think it'll be all right. Let's see, that is with, yeah, so past this point we start needing things like Circle of Guilt, and we'll need to start moving further into let's see, we need these jewel sockets and a better cluster. So yeah, that is the plan. Now, question I have here is, how do we make this something that's approachable for endgame upgrades? So all right, we have this, and this is the character right now, which is pretty tanky, but we need to do something about the overall DPS, which, you know, expected. All right, so new loadout. We need what are we calling this? I guess maybe mid-budget. Hey, how's it going, Echo? Welcome, welcome. All right, mid-budget in game. We'll import import what we have for now. Phys.Chieftain, I'm not familiar with it. What are you using to start? Prog Phys. Or are you converting Ignite Prolif Explosion to Phys? So we are going to be using Bladefall of Charthus as our continuous source of applying Corrupting Fever, and then we'll be using Reap. before that, before we can get Bladefall of Charthus, because I don't know how long that's going to take, we're going to be using Corrupting Cry through the campaign and early maps. And Corrupting Cry needs basically nothing to scale into early maps, which is super nice. The explosion itself, though, is not going to be Phys. The explosion is a hit, and so all hits are going to apply a stack of Corrupting Blood from Corrupting Fever, and that includes the explosion. And so the explosion will apply 1 stack of Corrupting Fever, which is going to, at this point, do 41k damage on top of whatever the fire damage is. And my hope is that 10% is going to be enough to start, you know, nice chains, but we'll see how that feels. Okay, so we have this tree now, and I think we go here, here, there. We go items, and we need Unnatural Instinct here, and Light of Meaning is here. We're gonna drop this. Kills. Malevolence, Pride. It's Herald of Purity, so we need Enlighten here. 20, 20, 20. Take off Herald of Purity here, and then new Herald of Purity. Tempest Shield, Pride, Malevolence, Herald of Purity, Purity of Fire. Okay, then we need to fix that. Oh wait, it is right, we do Purity of Fire here. And Tempest Shield goes over here. And then items. Need a helmet, armor, generals, acceptable armor, good life, acceptable armor, add essence. We could do level of socketed auras. I think instead we're gonna do chaos resistance. And fire res, tier 2, tier 3. Influence, searing, and eater. I think searing has to be vulnerability, and eater has to be reservation efficiency. build would be a Godded Expedition with the Prolift bonus and Ignite damage on top of the Phys. The Ignite damage is not going to be there, because the problem with Ignite on the Chieftain Explode is you have to have 100% Ignite chance, and we're not going to have that. That being said, it should still be good at Expedition, but we'll have to see. Because all you need to make this build feel incredible is have a single, like have enough damage that a single Corrupted Blood, which is right there, 58k. If this is enough to kill a white mob, then your build is going to feel great. Until that point, it's going to struggle a little bit, and I think 100k is about the point where everything starts feeling really, really nice. But you should be able to get 1 or 2 Corrupted Blood with no effort, because you're going to be using Bladefall of Charthus, which is going to apply 1, and you're going to be shield charging most likely, and that's going to be 2. So something's going to die. 1 in 10 of those things that die are going to explode in a huge explosion, and then everything else is going to take a big chunk of fire damage and also gain a Corrupted Blood stack. Still good because Prolof bypasses block shenanigans. It will, but keep in mind we're not actually prolifing. We are using the hit from the explosion to apply Corrupting Fever, but I don't think it matters if they block or not. I think the Corrupting Fever goes on no matter what. I'm pretty happy with that scepter. I think craft item, we need a... Can I get an armor ES shield with a spell level? Or does it have to be a pure ES? Has to be a pure ES, okay. Craft, shield. Energy shield. Doesn't actually matter. Honestly, you know what? Minion shield would probably be great. And then this needs level of all physical. Ooh, wait, does this dilute the pool too much? We could get minion damage. How much minion damage can we get over here? We can get quite a bit of minion damage. What essences do we have over here? Okay, the essences aren't super great. Is the Shaper Recover a prefix or a suffix? Life on block is a suffix. Okay, cool. That makes this so hard to roll though. I think we do none. We don't do the spell damage first. We just do minion damage. I was thinking of making a POB myself. There's a build I'm interested in, but the creator isn't great at using POB, but the actual video guide and the final result POB are both amazing. The issue is the leveling and the fact that between 4 POBs, the passive skill tree varies wildly, so I'm debating making a POB myself. What class is the build on? And what is the build? Okay, so minion damage. Life on block. Life, hopefully, and then craft. Chance to block. We lose a pretty nice chunk of armor, but we gain a nice chunk of damage. Do I care about a wand? I suppose I could get a there's a lot of intelligence in there. But do I bother with a wand or do I just go with a scepter? Wait, can I go with a scepter? Level of all Phys. Damage over time multi. Essence. We need fear. Then we need to add crafting. Is damage over time. Add to build. Switch to that. Craft body armor. Life is super important. Armor is also there. Or just increased armor. It's probably better. And then we want to add essence, mana reservation efficiency. Fire chaos would be perfect here. Everything else is bonus. The most important thing is Searing Exarch and Eater. Field Crush Slayer. I can link the guide and video PVs if you're curious. No, you're good. So Slayer, and Slayer is actually the one that I'm worst at leveling. I think the general leveling tech for Slayer is, oh, what is it called? Because Shield Crush is not what you're going to level with most likely. You're probably going to level with Sunder. Is this right here. And so you're just going to go kind of two-handed into Sunder because Sunder levels so well. And then later on you'll move to Shield Crush. Hey, welcome, Phil. All right. Okay, so we got mana reservation, and then we add. Let's see. We need to add the implicits. And for Exarch, as much as I would love the flat global Phys, we need the endurance charge 12 second. And the Eater, I think Phys's Fire is what I want out of this, probably. How much damage am I missing out on if I do that? So Malevolence is 57k. Ride is 63k. That's hard to pass up. That's really hard to pass up. It'll be fine. So we do that. Add that to the build. Switch that out for Cloak of Flame. And then we get to do this. So we have endurance charges. And then we need to do that and that. Takes us to 118. We also have this. It's at 120. I think we drop this. And so this needs to become the what is it called? Blasphemy? No. Betrayal, I think. Am I thinking of the right one? Treachery. There we go. Doesn't matter. And down here, we grab, what is it called? Warp. Yeah. Which I'm a little worried is going to be expensive, but it's worth it for the endurance charges. Corrupting Fever, 20. Empower. Okay. No, shield crest is what we level with. The wild passive tree swinging might be due to him trying to keep accuracy above health for the precise technique. Crit and non-crit version, non-crit leveling, SSF. Crit is trade, pretty expensive. Yeah, so a lot of builds do that where they go non-crit and then you go crit later. But hey, if you can level with shield crush, that's awesome. Okay. That's empower done there. And we get Tempest Shield. And we have 10% left on reserved mana. Do we need this? We don't actually need Rune Grift or Treachery. The video explains it super well. First step is, and the key is the shield base. If I can get a shield with 30 or even 45 armor, evasion total, we're in business. Nice. That shouldn't be too terrible. You just gotta get lucky on the vendor. Well, not even lucky, really. Okay. So that's 117. What else do I want to do here? I need to go ahead and do this. So this is Bladefall, Life Tab, Hex Touch, Vulnerability up in the helmet. Malevolence, Pride in... Okay, that's boots. Molten Shell, Val Reap, Body Armor. Field Charge, Frostbane. Then Gloves, Corrupting Fever. Where are you? You are offhand, yeah? Let's see, gloves, weapon 1, weapon 2, boots, helmet. Body armor. Oh, that reminds me. Val Reap needs to be 20, including full DPS. There it is. Twenty, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, and efficacy, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And except for the awakened versions of all this, that's pretty much all we want. Yeah, okay. Alright, helmet, boots. Helmet, body, gloves, boots, shield, sword. Where am I fitting Herald of Purity and Tempest Shield? I think I know how I need to do it. I just kind of hate it. So one of them can go in weapon 2. Gonna be like Herald of Purity. And then field 1. What can... Hey, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I need to look at the supports that are available for Frostblink. Okay, chance to bleed can support Frostblink, really? Why? That seems wrong. All right. No, it's still there. I don't know why though. Added fire. Okay, so added fire. Knockback. Done. Ooh, this is not good. Life tap. We might be okay. Cold to fire. Iron will. That's seeming like... Ooh. A 1 in 10? Probably more. That's gonna be a little rough. Okay. How about shield charge? I suspect that this is going to be very similarly bad for shield charge. Shield charge 1. Yeah, shield charge has plenty of stuff that can be supported. Unfortunate. Did you see the new shockwave support? I'm probably going to go static shockwave layer second build when I got replica Alrons. I did. I think it looks incredible. So I think it's going to excel even further on what shockwave already does well, because like, okay, we can look at it. So where's shockwave? So shockwave, you know what, this is not going to be a good example. Let me see if I can pull up the... Okay. Wiki shockwave. The shockwave support has a natural damage effectiveness of 336 at level 20. The new shockwave Val sacrifice, inauguration, shockwave. The new one has 454, which is way better. The old one has 4 stored uses and has a charge, let's see, one per 0.72, and then the new one is 0.5. So it is so much better in so many ways. Curious if there's an angle to axe and shockwave. I don't believe so. I think shockwave has to be... Oh no, there is an axe. Yeah. So yeah, you can go axe. Which I think is what people usually do. The question is, can you do that with static strike? So static strike. Yeah, so I would go axe for sure. I think that would work super well. Axe is new? Really? Is it not on the regular shockwave? Ooh, it is not. So that's a really big deal because axes are way better as far as damage goes. So it being able to use axes is kind of huge. Yeah, that would be the play, I think, is to go probably staves into axes. It would be a really big swap at the end. Like new door, yeah. Yeah, that's huge. That is absolutely huge. Okay, I think what we do here is we do level 1 life tap and assume we can get either shield charge or frost blink with life tap, and then what is it called? Tempest shield goes here. What is it called? What are the new... would be coin of power, I think. Yeah, coin of power. And that allows us to get Tempest Shield in. Coin of Power would also be huge here, but that's going to be hard too. And Bladefall of Charthus is going to be rough. Vulnerability is actually a better option. It might be the way I end up doing this, but I don't know yet. Okay. So that does it for these skills, I think. And other than like do the 20, 20, and 20. Okay. Alright, now we lose a bunch of damage because we do Defiance of Destiny, Anoint, Growth and Decay, which costs us a nice chunk of damage, but is totally worth it. it takes our effective hit pool from 75k to 76k. Okay, it wasn't as good as I thought it was. Still, the actual feel of that's going to be way better. Defiance is such a good amulet. Wait, why did my... I know 5% reservation efficiency did not just murder everything. So what happened? Oh, you know what? I bet I have something twice. Let's see. Malevolence, Pride, Enlighten, Purity of Fire, Herald of Purity, is... new. Tempest Shield. Okay. I don't know why that was doing that. But for some reason, Life Tap was hitting Tempest Shield. Easy way to do this is... What am I thinking? I think we just need to craft a new one. Defiance doesn't show true survivability in PB. Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. Promising build, or does it look like a niche thing you'll do because you made it and want to play it out to the end? I think it's a promising build, but it depends on what you're going for. So, the thing that motivates me is relaxed gameplay, and so that's what this is all about, right? This is minimum button goals. That's what I'm aiming for. Give me just a second so I can think. Cluster jewel, small, create. Okay, so the idea here is we go Bladefall of Charthus and Corrupting Fever. Bladefall of Charthus, Corrupting Fever is something that I've done several times before. Elementalist is going to have more damage. Like no questions. Elementalist will do more damage on Phys DoT, period. I think Chieftain has a ton of potential. And let's see, let's open up the like insane budget version. So the insane budget version of this looks kind of like this, right? We get somewhere around 4 million on Corrupting Fever and 12 million realistically, because I hate using Righteous Fire. So I turn off Righteous Fire and we're at 12 million, which is 3.9 something Corrupting blood from Corrupting Fever, and then 7 million-ish from Reap, and then if we use Val Reap, we have a lot more. So the way we get to this is like stacking a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna cop out and go for Palstron's KF Totem Hyro. I mean, that build looks super solid. I'm looking at ideas for Big Boom, and Big Boom Expedition sounds great this league. Built-in Explode 5% sounds great. I agree. I think any Chieftain is going to do that. The Chieftain Ignite got nerfed, but I don't know. I don't do a ton of Expedition, so I don't know how well they stand up to Phys DoT. I think you'd be fine. Yeah, I think you'd be fine. But yeah, so this is what the end game looks like, and this is including an aspect of Carnage, right? We need that 40% more damage. That's going to be expensive. That is including an Unnatural Instinct and a Light of Meaning, and Foulworn Wrathpith is here, and it is a lot of damage, but it is not that much damage for Corrupting Fever specifically. So we only lose, let's see, we lose 1 million. Yeah, we lose right around 1 million for Wrathpith. If we go with a wand instead, we gain I think we gain damage. Yeah, we gain corrupted blood damage. If we go with I forgot to add this, but if we go with a shield, energy shield, minion, go, minion damage, so Phys spell, minion damage, E2, and we use that instead of Wrathpith, we don't lose very much damage. Honestly, that might be a better end game field for us than Wrathpith. Because this allows us to get life on block. But my point is, while this is going to be expensive to build like this, I do think it's very feasible. Are we planning for the cool banner DoT? Maybe. That's another reason that I'm thinking going Chieftain is good. Because the thing that I think you will need in order to make banner DoT work is you need Renowned Deeds. We are 11 points away, which is significant, but I think it is very doable. So Renowned Deeds gives you 30 maximum valor, and then you get 10 maximum valor on the nodes before it. So 30, 40, 50, 5, which gives you 105 max valor, which is going to increase your damage significantly. I believe those are the only places you get valor. And then the Banner Mastery, which is gain 5 valor when you Warcry. So we would Warcry into gaining valor, and then we would use that as a single target, basically. And we might do that. We might replace Reap with the banner if the damage is good enough. And to facilitate that, we just need to adjust our strategy. But yeah. Okay, so that sounds so hot. Yeah, it really does. All right. So let's take a look at what this is going to look like for Expedition. Do I have Big Boom? I don't, but I have a ton of things. All right, so let's go grab some Big Boom. All right, Big Boom, Expedition. Expedition. Do these matter? No. Is that the only other one? Alright, cool. Okay, so let's try that. And we'll grab Rog is Pog. I'm not a big fan of Rog, but I totally get it. Alright, now we've got... I guess we grab a Mesa. Knocked ground, okay. We're just gonna roll this. And then... This is like the... You've reached tier 16s or you've reached red maps. This is where you should be kind of thing. We have like 400k DPS if we have 10 Corrupting Cry. Turn on our Corrupting Cry. Where are my explosions? All right. Clear out some of this, and then I need to actually read the logbooks, artifacts. Immune to fire damage is bad. Immune to physical damage is bad. Alright, can't do those. That is a super unfortunate placement. Okay. Did that avoid the immune? It did. Come on. Is there an immunity mob in there? No, they're just hard to kill. I cannot wait to have double explosions. Is that regen? Oh, physical resistant. Very rude. I might not be able to kill them. Do I have... The more monster life cannot be stunned. Shocked ground. Yeah, they have a recover mod on them. Every 4 seconds, recover 30%. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to kill them. I don't do expedition without prologue of some sort. Smart. Okay, so expedition's a little iffy at this damage point, just because of resistance and regen. I guess we'd try one more. Chilled ground vulnerability, LA weakness, damages fire. I also don't have purity of fire on this version, which I need to. I shouldn't have malevolence and should have purity of fire instead. Oh, you know what? It's gonna help if I turn on my corrupting blood. Ooh, that hurt a lot. All right. Do I see any immunities? So we got cold damage immunity, chaos damage immunity, lightning damage immunity. Nothing we care about. Let's go. Come on, why couldn't I frost blink? Oh, I don't have enough mana? Interesting. Did I level up? What did I level up? That was frost blinking earlier. Come on. I'm really just getting no explodes out of this. That didn't feel like I got any kind of explode. Immune to lightning. Yeah, I don't know. Vitality? I don't think I have vitality on. Field charge, frost blink, life tap, hex touch. Yeah, no. I've got just these 4. Unless I upgraded Frostblink? I mean, I guess I could D-level Frostblink. Okay, that fixed it. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say without, like, having the buffed explode chance. Because we should have twice as many explosions, which is going to be nuts. But I don't know what that looks like. Okay. Keep that from leveling up. Alright, where is the expedition? Okay. Missed. All right. Any immunities? Immunity to physical. Okay, can't touch that one. We can hit the rest of it. I just need to make sure to not hit that one. Okay. Much better. now we just need it with twice as many explosions. Okay. Did you see the new customization of Filter Blade and everything is the GOAT? I have not seen the new customization. What did he add? Alright. Okay, so this is the Endgame one. Or was I in this? Oh right, I was making a better small cluster for reservation efficiency. Ride. Add to build. Okay, so that solves that. Do we have the individual strictness? You know, I'm not gonna do that yet. We really need to though, don't we? All right. Options, opt-in, save. For different categories, currency, rares, maps, etc. Oh. You can have a basically a filter that doesn't care about maps at all, as an example. Update. Does this doesn't seem like it's going to be inclusive of the new changes. Nice. That's an awesome change. Okay, so we don't have the new stuff just yet. Okay, we need, let's see, that gives us all of that. We need a cluster, large, physical, metal hardened, master fundamentals, and I don't think it matters. Okay, perfect. A little extra damage. Do I redo my gloves? Because the issue here is, like, how good do I want my gloves? Because there are a couple of different things I can do. Oh, you know what? No. First things first. We should redo our rings. So, one of these needs to be a circle of guilt. With buff effect and physical damage. Both fairly good rolls. And physical chaos catalyst. Very important. The other one needs to be a amethyst ring. Life. Essence. Dot multi. And let's see, what does this have right now? Huge fire res. And strength. Okay, so they need big fire res. And craft fire chaos. Okay. Or the sash. The boots are mostly fine. Yeah, I think I need to suck it up and make the delve gloves. The real question is, well, okay, is it just delve? So Phys damage over time multi is on elder gloves, but we're already getting Phys.multi off of our current gloves. We can get increase damage over time, but I don't think it's worth it. Because we could also just get minion damage. Like this one. We don't want any of the incursion mods. But I think we do want a delve mod. So Wait, where is the delve mod I'm thinking of? Oh, these are the fossil mods. Wait, does the mod I'm thinking of actually even exist? I didn't know gloves could get implicit socketed. It takes away the dot multi, but it might be worth it for just the pure levels. Don't know. Okay, so the thing I was trying to consider, I thought was real. Gonna help if I spell it right. Okay, so it's not here. Is it in PoEDB? Gloves, strength. Okay, so it does exist. So this is what I'm thinking of, is this delve suffix. But that, I think that means this is a drop only suffix. Which is an issue. Let's see. Yeah. So are there any PoE 1 builds like PoE 2's Cast on Comet builds? Yes, and also no. How's leveling looking on this? Leveling is actually super nice. So leveling is RF until we get Corrupting Cry, and then we Corrupting Cry all the way to maps. So Ninerpack, your question: are there any builds like PoE 2's Cast on Crit? Cast on Crit is something that exists in PoE 1. I don't have a good example of it, but if you are, it kind of depends on what you're looking for as far as like, what do you mean by comet? So if you look for, or if what you're wanting is some ability that has like big meteors, then what you're looking for is Firestorm. Right, there's a version of Firestorm which is entirely that big meteor that just came down, right? It's got a bunch of small meteors, but it's got that big meteor. So if big meteor falling from sky is what you want, then you can go Firestorm. And there are a lot of builds that can make that happen in several different ways. Cast on Crit is one of those ways. And then we cast on Crit in PoE 1 works is cast on crit is anytime you crit, but you have to do it with a an attack. So it has to be an attack. When you crit, it fires off the spell. So let's see. Let me see if I can give you an example of what that looks like. Do I still have? I think I might have gotten rid of my oh no, I got it. Okay. So this is not a cast on crit build, and it is also not a viable starter. But it's got some cool stuff going on. Firestorm of pelting. Not what I want. Conk effect, spell cascade, critical strike. Okay. I think I have in here. Premium gems. Firestorm of meteors. All right, perfect. All right, let's see if I can get this working. There we go. Okay, so this build is very, very different. Not a super viable build, but this is operating off of a theme called Ward Looper. The damage is awful. It has a lot to do with my building of this build. There are lots of builds that do this well. But if this is with the feel that you're going for, then yeah, that exists. I really like looping builds. I need to build one this league. I think that'll be our second project. It's just building a really good looper. All right. But yeah, so if you're looking for just big meteors from the sky, this works. If you want something a little different, there's also Volatile Dead instead, which is a bunch of these, and they just go seek things out. Or Blazing Salvo. PoE 1 is pretty incredible for the like extreme breadth of skills that are available. Firestorm of Pelting, which is the opposite of the Firestorm we were just looking at. Instead of having just the big meteor, it's just the small meteors. I just swapped to Frostwarp for movement. Yeah, Frostblink is great. Yeah. Lots of fun builds that you can do in PoE 1. Alright, tags. You asked about the leveling on this build. So there's an SSF character that I made. Looking for something with lots of damage and survivability. Good movement, because I'm not a fan of the click to move. I just love WSD movement in PoE 2. I do too. I hope they bring WSD to PoE 1 soon. But a lot of times in PoE 1, what you'll do is you won't like constantly click. You just hold down left mouse. or you shield charge to run, or shield charge, or frost blank, or leap slam. One of those. Okay, so this is the SSF character that I made for Phys.Chieftain, and this is super basic. Like, I got all this gear in Heist and in the campaign. This scepter is hilarious because it literally only has the minion increased damage that I crafted on it, and that's pretty much it. Like, that's all that's really going on. We're just doing General's Cry. So we jump in this map, and you can see kind of what we're dealing with as far as like what this looks like coming right out of the campaign. And this is assuming we don't have access to Bladefall of Charthus, because once we have Bladefall of Charthus, we can automate it and we don't have to click as much. And all we do here is run, find a pack, yell at them, move on. Find a pack, yell at them again because they're blue. Rares take a little longer. Go ahead and drop a curse on it if you want. And move on. And then for the bosses, same deal. Just yell at everything until it dies. So we get 2 bosses here. And that's it. That is the build. One very nice thing to know if you're doing a build like this: once you click one of these buttons, if you don't use another ability, you can just hold the button down. So right now I'm just holding Q down, and it will automatically use off cooldown. If I move around, that stops happening. But if I hold down left click and then press Q again and hold Q and hold left click, as long as I don't input another command, it will stop every time on cooldown and just use it. Not always something you want to do, but I find that helps me dislike the constant having to press buttons early on. Do you have any recommendations for a good ascendancy or big damage? All of them are good. Elementalist is probably still one of the better ones. The Elementalist, Slayer. Yeah, that's probably the 2 I would go with, is Elementalist or Slayer, or you know what, if you want just huge damage, if you want just crazy damage, then I would recommend checking out Captain Lance. Let's see, Captain Lance posted a video 2 days ago on Energy Blade, and that is on an Inquisitor. So Inquisitor, Energy Blade, and then it's just self-casting. It is insanely strong. Okay. Is there a way? I'm wondering if okay, Pee-wee Ninja does not seem to have a good answer for this. I'm thinking you have to go without, at least for the budget version. Belt, I think we can go a little crazy. So belt, see. Belt needs to be... I think we still go rustic sash for now, because we don't have the new base in. We want life for sure. We want... let's see, what does ours have? Ours has... we're gonna want essence. I think chaos damage, right? Or chaos resistance. Sorry, not chaos damage. Yeah. Okay, so chaos resistance. And then... what... jewelry, belts. We can get increased physical damage on Elder with a fairly good shot at it. Is that the one we're going with? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Go Elder Influence, Global Phys, Tier 2. Suffix. Let's see, we have Chaos Res. Craft. You know, we're gonna go. We're gonna say we got fire on here of tier 2, and then add crafted cold lightning or lightning chaos. And then we go physical, add to build. And that's our new belt. Okay. Oh, let's see. I think that's good to go, mostly. The gloves are a problem, because we could do better on the gloves, but I have no idea how we go about it. Rather, I know how we go about it. I don't know how expensive it's going to be, and therefore how realistic it is. I guess we'll just go for it. Let's see, gloves, armor. We'll go like bad gloves. Because we want to add a delve modifier. Pocketed strength gems. And an essence modifier. Now, the problem here is this first one has to be fractured. Because I believe these are both suffixes. And essences don't respect don't respect metamods. So we have to fracture the socketed strength. Which is a little nuts. But it makes a pretty big difference. Then we also Exarch Eater. Do a better Phys multi, and I don't think Eater has anything for us. Guess we do damage per strength. Nothing else that works, really. And then life. The only other thing we care about. Which puts us right at the 1 million point, which is kind of where we want to be. I think that covers it. Yeah, these jewels could be a lot better. Maybe we do that with our gloves. Maybe our gloves we do like crafted. Well, hold on. Can we do anything else with our gloves? We can do minion damage. Maybe we do minion damage. Like I was kind of kidding, but I think it's the right call. Uh, okay. What else do we have going on here? Oh, that's right. We need a Watcher's Eye. Watcher's Eye. Now the real question is it better to get the increased damage or the dot multi? I think it's dot multi. Like, I think dot multi is just better for us. Yeah, I need more stats, unfortunately, but we'll deal with that. All right, dot multi in socket 5. All right, 158 full DPS versus yeah, dot multi is better. Bonus points if I can get a good roll. We'll just go middle of the road. Okay, so add that to the build, put that right here. But that does mean we need to think our rustic sash right here. Instead of getting lightning chaos, we need dex int. What build are you going to be using? I'm going to be using the build that I'm making right here, which is Chieftain Phys DoT. All right, dex int right there, and that should remove most of my warnings. Save that. There we go. Perfect. All right, I think that's everything. Gets us right up to 1 million. Yeah. Is there anything else I'm missing here? Because the jump from this to like the high-end budget is a big damage boost. A lot of that is aspect of carnage. Well, no, not even a lot of that. I don't know. I think I'm good here. I think I'm good here. Okay. Save as mid budget. Spelling is hard. Budget. Endgame. I have a couple versions of this. I like having backups. Okay. I budget in game. Okay, so for this one, I kind of want to just pull in this. So I think we generate share copy. Because I think I did good work here. Is this going to overwrite all of my stuff? Cancel. Okay, that's what I thought I might do. Oof, so I have to recreate it. All right. Well, let's get started. Okay. So, Chieftain, let's see, here and here. We're gonna go unleash over here. And then see there, there. There and there. Grab Iron Will. Physical damage. Okay, there. There. I'm just gonna trust past me for now. We'll see if I think of anything while I'm doing this. Nope. Okay. Need all of the life masteries. Okay, good to go there. Alright, all good on the tree. Okay. Means items we need. All right, so first things first, we need brutal restraint. Doesn't actually matter. And we want 2291. There are a couple that work here, but that's just one of them. Save. Add to build, and that goes right here. Okay. We're gonna have to craft a bunch of items, which is fine. We need a circle of guild. Actually, we need 2 circle of guilds. Circle of guild. Same deal. We need physical damage and buff effect. Both of them very nearly peaked out. Catalyst, physical chaos. Add to build. Use it twice. Same Defiance of Destiny right there. Okay. Another Unnatural Instinct right here. Let me make my large. Let's see. Cluster Jewel. Physical damage. Battle hardened. Fundamentals. And what else? Furious Assault. Does it actually matter what we have? I mean, I guess I want attributes still. Not that it matters, because that is literally 2 attributes. Light of Meaning. Physical. We need the same small cluster we had over here. Okay. I'm missing points somewhere. Oh, there. Okay. Let's see. I've got a warp here. And a treachery here. And I'm missing one more thing. Okay, there, got that, got that. Good, good. Right. I'm actually confused. Alright, let me show you what I'm looking at. Like I'm just trying to find where it is that I've missed points. So, cluster is the same. Let's see, the start is good. Go down and grab that light free gen. Go up. Over here. Good, good, good. Good. Got the mastery. Good, good. 2 extra life points. Okay, cool. Here, 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 here. Okay, so the beginning part is good. Top part. All looks the same. Rune graft there. Same thing there. Ah, here it is. Here it is. I kind of think I want to keep it this way, and here's the reason. I think I want this. Because I think it's even more damage. Alright, cool. Alright, so we're going from 164 on the tree to 173. How do we manage that? Okay, I don't understand. Let's keep going. So, I'll go here. Then we need jewels. Actually, let's do our skills so we have like those to look at. All right, new, and this is gonna be helmet, pride, purity of fire, malevolence, and enlighten. That is level 3. Okay, cool. New. Body armor. Val Reap. Take out the Val, included full DPS. And this is going to be I'll reap. Okay. We know there's Awakened Brutality, or an equivalent. We know there is Awakened Controlled Destruction. We've seen it. We know there's Awakened Swift Affliction, and we know there's Awakened Unleash. I'm going to put all those on there, assuming that these are similar in power. And then Reap should be 21. No questions. Should I? No, I'm just gonna leave the Empower level 3. Oh, should I? No. If we're this far in, we'll leave it. We'll leave it for now. Okay. New gloves. Corrupting Fever, which is going to be 20 with Awakened Brutality, Awakened Swift, Empower, and Efficacy. Coin of, what is it called? Knowledge. And that'll give us efficacy level 1, which is only slightly better than a extra level. And then we add this to full DPS. Okay. Weapon 1, we have Blade Fall of Charthus and Life Tap and Vulnerability. With Hex Touch. If we can get Life Tap. If not, I'm gonna have to self-cast and we'll be okay. Honestly, I should probably just self-cast anyway to get the little extra damage, because 35% less effect kinda sucks. Alright, we need boots. Okay, boots are going to have Herald of Purity, Tempest Shield, Summon Skitterbots, and a second Enlighten, because I hate money. But it is only a level 3. So there's at least that save. Okay. Corrupting Fever. Alright, and then we have new weapon 2, and that is going to be, I think, Shield Charge and Frost Blink. With Life Tap as well. Now, we're gonna do save I really don't want to like... Okay, save as... Okay. I want to look at this, because what else do we have going on here? Malevolence, Pride, Enlighten. Molten Shell. Molten Shell is what we've got going on. Okay, so I've dumped Molten Shell in the high budget. But should I? It kind of feels like I have to, right? There is a way to do it, but we have to get like the crazy stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it for now. I think we can very possibly just do without. Okay. Skills, items. Let's see, we need our Watcher's Eye. So craft, or not craft, we need a better Watcher's Eye. With both Malevolence, damage over time multi, and Pride. Preferably one with a fairly decent physical damage. Yeah, we'll go with that. Which leaves the last two sockets for our Forbidden Flesh and Flame. Aspect of Carnage, add to build. Aspect of Carnage, add to build. Okay. Craft item rare. Do I go? I think I go Scepter. Let's see, physical. Do we want to go double on this one? This is such an insane wand. The odds of getting this wand are insane. I don't know. Deafening of Fear. And then we have to get damage over time multi, preferably a tier 2, add modifier crafting. Wait, is that physical damage not local? Okay, no. Physical damage over time multi. Which is 2 prefix, 2 suffix. It's an insane amount of damage. To go from this to the other one. Let's see, Coin of Knowledge, Corrupting Fever, 10. Okay. Our sash is pretty much the same. Boots. Did I do anything extra with the boots? Not really. Rare boots. I do want better boots though, so let's see. Boots, Titan, create. And we need good life. Good movement speed. Chaos resistance. And then strength is best, honestly. I can get a good strength roll. And then craft fire damage or fire resistance. Searing Exarch, Eater of Worlds, add implicit. Searing Exarch is going to be maximum fire res. And Eater of Worlds is going to be regen per endurance. Alright, the gloves are going to be, I think, the same. Yeah. Gloves are the same. Body armor is, I think, also the same. Helmet is pretty much the same. Yep. Pretty much the same. And then the shield, we need a new one. So shield. Energy shield. Zap enemies when you block their damage. Now I'm good. Yeah, the base doesn't matter a ton, because what we care about are all physical, minion damage, and chance to block. Actually, you know what? We'll do none. And we care about this being a shaper influence. With reservation efficiency would be nuts, but we're not going to do that. Life on block. And crafting. Where's the increase block? Chance to block, add, and all the way up. All right. Okay. Now, what did I do differently on this one? So one thing is we definitely have endurance charges. Aura is at max effect. Are there any other configurations that I have going on? No. So why is my damage lower? Is it actually just the... this? No, but it is pretty close. What else do I have going on here? I am missing some chaos damage or chaos resistance. Could I add that here? Is multi-mod a suffix or a prefix? I think it's a prefix, which is a shame. Ooh, no, it's not. Because that means we can have fire chaos. Let's see, fire and chaos. Much better. Yeah, there are other places we can put fire chaos on, I'm sure. But these gauntlets are a good example. Well, I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm not terribly worried about it. We're doing okay. $7 million. With... oh, right. The other part is the scepter I have is slightly less insane. Because if I did this, I gain 2.2 million. But that is an insane scepter. So I'm not going to do that yet. So what is this without the Forbidden Flesh and Flame? 5 million? What about with some really good rare jewels? Crimson, create, prefix, it's going to be global Phys. life. Phys.multi. And so this is good already, but I think if I want to do this, I need a 4-step. Which is an insane amount of investment. Yeah, I think I'm going to take one of those off. Okay, really good 3-stat. I'm much more comfortable with that. And I think this is a much more achievable endgame setup. It's got very good gear. No doubt about it. Yeah, this shield is going to be a nightmare to make. Actually, let's look at what that shield would take to do. The offhand int. We specifically need one of the minion shields. Or are they not here? Bone Spirit, there we go. Okay, so that is important because it allows us to get... Let's see, we need that one, and we need minion there. Ooh, you know what? I think I know how to make this work. There are only 2 life tags on suffixes. So I think this is actually kind of cheesable. It is an expensive cheese for sure, but it is, I think, cheesable. Okay, Bone Spirit. So we need a good fossil craft for this. Ooh, 1200. What else can we do? Would this be a recombinator angle? Like, is this a grab a +1 level, all physical, and a minions and pray? Because otherwise, that's a lot of chaos. Maybe it is. Maybe this is a recom situation. I think this is doable. It's certainly rough. Okay, this is the only, there's one of two physicals. So if we do yeah, it's gonna be expensive is what it's gonna be. Because I feel like we can get a minion deal increased damage, lock prefixes as long as there's an empty prefix, and then reforge physical. And then we have 3 mods we can pull from. Yeah, I think this is doable. Expensive, certainly. Doable, though. Alright. That puts us at 5.5, which is good. And I think this is going to do it for the high budget. I'm gonna call that done. And then the upside is if we enable Val Reap, that puts us at 11, which is super nice. So we're gonna save that. I think it's pretty solid. Do the boots. Oh, the boots are fine. Okay. Not too bad. So, next step is the I hate money version. Oh, new loadout. I hate currency. Super Endgame. Copy. Can I just do it this way? Hold on. I hate currency super endgame. There's no way it lets me do this, right? Just made 2 of them. Can I delete this one? Okay, now the real question is, if I now select the loadout. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Alright, so same thing. We're just gonna do the same tree. There, there. There, there. Doesn't matter yet. And grab that. Okay. That there. That there. That there. All the way down here. Do that again. There, there. All right, 93 items. Okay, large cluster there. Small cluster here. Okay. All right, weapon one. Blade Fall of Charthus. Life tap. Vulnerability. Helmet is Pride, Purity of Fire, Malevolence, and Enlighten 3. Body armor. Gonna be Val Reap. Gonna be a 21. Awakened Brutality. Awaken Controlled Destruction. Awaken Swift. Empower 4. And Awakened Unleash. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. That's done. Okay, these are going to be gloves and Corrupting Fever, 2020, Brutality, a Corrupting Fever, Swift, Empower 4, 2, 3, 4, and then we want efficacy 1. Okay. Boots. Purity. Tempest Shield. Summon Skitterbots. And Enlighten. It's probably worth doing this to all of these. And then we need new weapon 2. Shield charge. Frost blink. Life tap. Okay, all good there. What else are we doing here? Oh, right. Sockets. So let's see. We have Unnatural Instinct. It there. And Watcher's Eye right here. The better Watcher's Eye. This is where our Brutal Restraint goes. Did I not grab this? I didn't grab this. Okay. I'm missing some other stuff, but we'll figure that out in a second. Light of Meaning. Forbidden Flame, Forbidden Flesh. Life. 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 Not life. Life. Life and life. And then we need Treachery here. And Warp here. I get to turn on Endurance charges. Pride is at maximum effect. Now, did I miss the, yeah, I missed the mana right here. Okay, mana, reservation. And I seem to be missing one more, which I think I forgot last time too. Oh right, it's Iron Will. No, I'm still missing 2. What 2 am I missing? Oh, right. this and this. There we go. All right, so we're at 13. Now, something else we can do is we can replace one of our circle of iron or circle of guilds with a better ring. Which will have to be a... So do we want a vermilion? Or do we want... No, we probably want an amethyst. Right? You know, we probably want a helical, if I'm being really honest. I'm gonna avoid doing that for now. Just because I think that's a trap. Mana. Is it a trap? Hold on. Helical. Helicals have increased modifiers, yeah? Yeah. Increased suffix. And I'm pretty sure the thing that I need the most is a suffix. Yep. Essence of Delirium is a suffix. Which means 50% increase would give me an extra 7%. Right, so that would go to 22. We go prefix life. Is there anything else we can get out of this? Oh, right. Frenzy. I think it's it as far as like what we can get out of these. Probably strength. Unless I influence it, which what can we get out of influence? Let's see, influence ring. What can we get out of the suffixes for an influence ring? Possibly not a ton, honestly. Global Phys. That's a prefix. Wait, no, that's a suffix. It's not much of a global Phys, though. And it takes away my frenzy craft, which is just better. Yeah, maybe it's not better. I'll add it to the build, but I don't think it might be better. Because this is dependent on Foulborn Wrathpith. Create custom. Create. Create custom unique. There we go. So the problem here is adding this. Is a ton of damage. And then helical ring is suddenly much better. But this is going to be so expensive. Oh, you know what? Craft item. Scepter. Alternating. So at this point, if I'm spending this much on Wrathpith, then I'm also going to go ahead and get a better shield or a better scepter. So we're gonna do a double, like a +2 scepter. So all spell, physical spell. Add modifier, essence, minion. Which again, this is one of those things I have no idea how to do this. But the theory exists. That's a 3 prefix. One suffix. And a craft. All the way at the end. Like this is an insane scepter. I'm just gonna go with the tier 2 because there's no way I'm gonna make this. Add to build. Yeah, so the difference between these two is 2 million damage. It's honestly not worth it. Like, it is technically 2 million damage. But it's super not worth it. Wait, something's wrong here. That damage isn't right. Corrupting Fever, full DPS. So that's 800k worth of damage. And this versus this is 1.5. Trying to figure out what I missed. Because once again, these two numbers are not matching up. Better off with the helical still? No, am I better off with Circle of Guilt? No. It means helical is actually the better choice over Circle of Guilt. What is Circle of Guilt giving me? Just the 2 mores. Yeah, the base would be insane, but it is actually just the best. Actually, you know what? We're gonna be smart about this. It's gonna do that. Even so, that doesn't add up. Something is still missing. I mean, aside from the fact that my gear is, like, my rear gear is still not great. And my chaos res sucks. I guess we could do that with these gauntlets. Is make sure we have chaos res on them. Or my body armor. There's no reason my body armor can't be. It's a craft, rare, body. Body. It's overdue. Alright. Life, definitely maxed out. Flat armor, good. Percent armor, good. Chaos res of some sort. Essence. Craft, fire, chaos. Searing, eater. This one has to be endurance charge, 12 seconds. And then eater is still going to be malevolence. Oh wait. Oh, pride took over. All right, actually good body armor. There we go. It's amazing what good body armor can do. That did it. It's almost like you should care about the armor you have. Okay, helmet, I think we're also due for a redo. So let's do that. So this one is vulnerability, mana reservation, life res. Okay. Searing Exarch, Eater of Worlds, Searing Exarch, vulnerability, Let's make it a little better than what it was. I don't know, 12%. It's not that good. Then eater is going to be reservation efficiency still. Is this one? Oh wait, did my body armor go to 9%? No, it's got 10%. Okay, whatever. We'll get 8% there. Good help. All right. Actual armor. Tier 2. Percent armor. Tier 3. Life. Tier 1. Suffix. Essence. You know, we could do mana reservation efficiency here as well. And then just do it until we get a chaos res. And then craft another fire chaos. And then, so because we got the efficiency here, we can do this. I'm so close. How did this get messed up? 10% here. All right. I don't know how it got messed up, but I'm going to alter the small cluster. Where am I? Dex int. Oh, you know what? It's int. It is the intelligence. Oh. Yeah, we'll need to fix the attributes, which I think is probably just a job for the helical. Oh, you know what? That's exactly what's going on, is the Circle of Guilt was carrying my attributes. Which means my helical needs to be slightly better. Or I do this. That's such a bad decision, though. I don't know how best to handle this. Because you could do it here, but then you need to make it the chaos resistance somewhere else. The gauntlet is not a bad place to do it. We do, let's see, go back to helical, or helical calandras. And then we craft a new gauntlet. With delve, targeted strength, essence, damage over time. Those are both suffixes. Means the only suffix that's left is gonna be a crafted one. Yeah, I can't do the minions. Instead we do Dex Int. And then all I care about is life. We lose a chunk of damage, and we still didn't have enough. Oof. Yeah, it looks like, surprise, surprise, Dex and Int are going to be an issue. The only other thing we can do is change this to be better for dexterity. Isn't a bad idea. I think we go back to Circle of Guilt on one of these. Yeah, I'm starting to think this wasn't worth it. That doesn't even solve it. I mean, I guess we have to go with the Eater reservation efficiency. Brings us back above 0 mana. But we still have Dex and Int issues. How much of each do we need? 20-ish. Because we've got a couple of, like, things we can do. Like, we can do this. And I don't want to do that. If we do that, we can do this. And that's an easy fix. Just not necessarily a good fix. The question is, how does this then compare to high budget? I guess it does. It does significantly eclipse. Okay. I guess it's not so bad. Is there anything else I can do here? And the other thing that I can do is... Oh, there's also this. I forgot about this. Reap. Configuration. Unleash seals. There we go. Yeah, that's some of our damage. Not sure it's enough to be worth it, because we could also do global defenses, charge duration. Yeah, I guess this is the play then. It's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but what we got. It really bothers me that we don't have But you know what? Here's the other thing we can do. What happens if we do this? Right, so life is 6833 10431. That's 20k DPS. That's 20k DPS. Might be worth it. Okay, I think we do find timeless, brutal restraint, marauder, filter nodes, dexterity. I have no idea why global crit is on here. So we could do this. And replace the brutal restraint with this one. Solve our decks. Then in our items, we go to our gauntlets right here, and instead of dex int, we do just int. Oh, really? Okay. I was thinking we could, like, get out of that. Alright, dex int all the way to 25. We are 24 short. Oof. But that does allow us to get one back for the 99. We could do here instead. Okay. I am kind of tempted by Corruption's Embrace, but I'm not super confident in the level of regen we have. What other options do we have for, let's see, block attack? Okay, I like that. cooldown recovery, regen. That's actually kind of huge. I'll probably do some regen nodes. Fire resistance. Physical damage is huge. Okay. Yeah, that is going to depend on whether or not we actually go strength stacking. And whether or not we actually go Foulborn Wrathpith. Because honestly, we don't need Foulborn. Because if we were to do, let's say we go back up one. Right? And we just now have this, and we go, you know what? We don't need all this strength. So, we do physical damage. Is it? Yeah, so we just start throwing physical damage on here. And then eventually, do we get to the point where we need, let's see, it's Ulnatoll. Yeah, Will of Ulnatoll. Not quite. Yeah, so we're not there. And I probably wouldn't do any more than this. As much as I like the idea of getting a bunch of tattoos, I don't know that I would ever do this. Alright, back, don't save. Crazy budget. Okay. I think that's gonna be where we wrap up. I think this is gonna be the plan for like crazy endgame. I think this one is likely where we're gonna end up, like realistically, but this is still plenty, because even with this, when you hit Val Reap, you jump to 11 million, and that I think is plenty for basically everything, and there's still room to grow right here, right? So I think that's the plan, and we'll see how far we get. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's been a blast. I know we did mostly PoB today. On Friday, I will be streaming again, and I'll start a couple hours before the launch, and we'll start looking into whatever reveals we have and looking at our Atlas tree, because I did not get to look at that today. I think we're going to go Breach. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but we'll see. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.